João was born in a favela in the outskirts of São Paulo, Brazil. His earliest memories were of the rumbling of gunshots in the distance and the leaking roof that dripped onto his bed when it rained. His mother, Ana, worked 2 jobs cleaning houses by day and sewing late into the night. His father left when João was 5, leaving behind only a name and a stack of unpaid debts. Despite the chaos, Ana taught João discipline and dignity, insisting that he make his bed every morning and do his homework under the dim glow of a single light bulb. Life in the favela was survival. João shared a 1-room shack with his mom and younger sister, sleeping on a foam mattress he dragged across the floor each night. The smell of sewage often crept through the broken windows, and electricity outages were common. Still, João dreamed. He'd watch TV through the window of a neighbor's house, mesmerized by images of skyscrapers, businessmen, and faraway places. He didn't know what Wall Street was, but something about the stock ticker crawling across the screen fascinated him. At school, João was quiet but observant. He never had the best shoes or backpack, but he had curiosity. When he was 12, a teacher named Mr. Enrique handed him a tattered economics textbook and said, "You seem like someone who asks the right questions. Read this." That book changed everything. João read about compound interest, investing, inflation, and wealth building. He didn't understand it all, but the idea that money could grow excited him. From then on, he made a vow: he would not just escape poverty, he would learn how money worked and use it to create a life of freedom. He didn't know how he'd get there. But for João, the dream had taken root. At 16, João started working at a mechanic shop after school. He earned barely enough to buy lunch, but he saved every real he could. He opened a savings account and kept a notebook where he tracked every expense. While other teens spent money on snacks or cell phone credits, João packed rice and beans and read finance blogs and internet cafes. By P. He secured a scholarship to a community college through a government program. He chose to study accounting, figuring it would give him access to the world of finance. It wasn't glamorous. He studied on crowded buses and wrote essays by candlelight when power went out, but it was a start. Then, something remarkable happened. One of his professors noticed João's dedication and offered him a paid internship at a small investment firm. João, now 20, wore his only collared shirt to the interview, borrowed shoes from a cousin, and impressed the panel with his hunger to learn. The internship was a revelation. João discovered the real stock market, watched traders analyze charts, and saw millionaires walk through the doors in jeans and t-shirts. More importantly, he realized something: financial literacy was the key, and no one in his community had it. He devoured books like The Intelligent Investor, The Richest Man in Babylon, and Os Segredos de Mente Milionária. He learned to invest cautiously at first. He bought his first stock, a Brazilian utility company, with 300 reals, and watched it grow. Every month, he put a portion of his intern salary into stocks and a small emergency fund. The sacrifices were brutal. He turned down parties, skipped family barbecues, and lived in a tiny rented room with no hot water. But he stayed focused. His goal wasn't short-term comfort, it was long-term independence. By 24, João had finished college and secured a full-time job as a junior analyst at a mid-sized asset management firm. His income tripled, but his lifestyle barely changed. He still rode the bus, still lived simply, and still packed homemade meals. His focus was building wealth. He followed a strict routine. 70% of his income went to investments, 20% to necessities, and 10% to education and giving back. He began building a diversified portfolio: stocks, REITs, fixed income, and international ETFs. He studied market cycles, behavioral economics, and dividend strategies. João also launched a side hustle blog called Relentless Investidor. At first, it was just a place to share thoughts. But as more people from low-income backgrounds found his content relatable and actionable, the blog exploded. He started a YouTube channel, breaking down investment strategies in simple Portuguese, often using examples from his own life, buying used clothes, finding free courses, resisting peer pressure to spend. By 26, his online following passed 100,000 subscribers. He monetized through ads, sponsorships, and digital products like budget planners and mini courses. That income stream accelerated his path. He used the money to buy a small apartment, then another to rent out. Real estate became his second engine. Of wealth. He began traveling for the first time, invited to speak at events across Brazil. He visited schools, prisons, and youth shelters, teaching basic finance in his own words. If I can do it, you can too. The market doesn't care where you come from, it only cares if you're consistent. At age 30, João reached his goal: financial independence. His investment portfolio generated enough income to cover his expenses, and his side business had grown into a full-time mission. He no longer needed a job, but he kept working, this time by choice, not necessity. He founded an institute offering free financial education to underserved communities. Every month, he hosted workshops in favelas, rural towns, and public schools. He partnered with fintech companies to develop low-cost tools for budgeting and investing. He even created a scholarship fund in his mother's name to help young people from the slums attend college. João's mother, now retired and living comfortably, often joined him on his speaking tours. She sat proudly in the front row as her son taught crowds how to escape the cycle of poverty through knowledge and discipline. He had gone from watching Wall Street through cracked windows to becoming an investor himself. From sleeping on the floor to owning properties, from surviving to thriving. Today, João's story continues to inspire millions, not just because he made money, but because he refused to accept the hand he was dealt. He reshaped his future, brick by brick, with relentless hope, education, and action. His final words at every seminar ring out like a mantra: we were born into struggle, but we don't have to stay there. Wealth isn't just for the rich, it's for the ready. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.